a brief overview of Tips for Travian and what it's about and why you want to join my newsletter. So, what I wish I knew when I started, eh? Let's get started. Here's a question. What gets you up in the morning? Or let's say, what keeps you up late at night and what gets you up early in the morning? If the answer is Travian, then we've got something in common. Because when I am playing this game, I'm really addicted to it, as I am now, and I can't wait to get up in the morning. So I go to bed feeling really happy with my game, and that I had a great day because I did stuff I enjoyed, and I get up in the morning, and there's no letting it drag on for hours and hours in bed, because I want to see my raids. I want to see how my attacks went, and I want to have more resources and build my empire and really get things moving. So, if you're addicted to Travian, you probably know it. And you should probably join my newsletter because you will not regret it in the least. When it comes to Travian, there's really two kinds of people who play Travian. There's the figure it all out myself person. This person does their best to, learn everything there is to learn about the game and spend the extra hours and the extra months and really understand how everything works. If you're that kind of person, my newsletter and my ebook are definitely not for you. However, if you're the invest in yourself type of person, you may really want to take a look at what I have to offer. Okay? Here's a quote from somebody who wrote back to me from my newsletter. He said, "I thought I was an expert player, but from your first 4 tips and the beginning newsletter thing, I realized I'm only a little above average." Now this is the kind of stuff that I love to hear. And that's the kind of content that you're going to be getting in my newsletter. So what do you get when you join the newsletter? You learn pro-playing strategies. These are not stupid things. These aren't things that you can find online. These are really good tricks and tips that they don't mention anywhere. And the good players don't seem to talk about them very much because, hey, if you knew about them, you'd be way better, and that would create maybe a bit of a problem or a challenge. A few of the things that I just want to clarify is the newsletter is 1 tip per day for 10 days. And I will never trade or sell your personal information. Basically, you're giving me your email and your name, and that stays with me. So the real question is now, if you're playing Travian, are you on the right track? Do you know how to save a lot of resources, not build it on the wrong buildings, not do the wrong upgrades? Do you know how to build 200,000 troops in a game and maintain them and not be asking everybody, oh, I need extra crop, I need extra wheat? Do you know how to do that? Do you know how to run a 50-village empire on just a few hours a day and still have a life? And a lot of people play Travian and end up having to quit it out of frustration. You don't want that. You want to be able to enjoy it and at the same time spend time with your family or with your wife or with your husband or whatever the case may be. Basically, Tips for Travian helps you to do all that, and you learn some of that too in the newsletter. So if you answered no to any of these topics here, then you really want to take a look at Tips for Travian and you want to join my newsletter like right now. So just head on over tipsfortravian.com, click on the screen right now, and you'll be taken right there. Now, if you decided not to do that, if you decide, no, I don't feel I want to, there's probably one of 3 reasons why you don't feel convinced that my book is good. Either you don't believe me, you don't trust me, or you don't need my ebook. Now let's take care of number 3 right away. If you don't need my ebook, that's great. I understand. I was speaking to somebody today who was telling me, Dan, I don't think I'm going to get your ebook. I'm like, yeah, I said, honestly, you're such a good player. It might be a little too boring for you. He's like, yeah, I know. This guy's ranked number 7 on the server. So, I can understand that. For the other 2, though, I'd like to address them right now. First of all, you don't believe me. You need proof. Alright? So I'm going to give you proof to people who have joined my newsletter and who think the content is amazing. Because this is really what I want you to do, is to join my newsletter. This guy Scott wrote me a few days ago and he said, I had no idea that it was a bad idea to do this certain tip, but now it makes perfect sense why it's a bad idea. Okay? So this is somebody who told me he'd been playing for months and he just realized, wow, good point. And it really improves your game. Somebody else wrote me yesterday, and she said, Daniel, thanks for the newsletter information. I use it on a regular basis, and I've managed to go from a population of 91 to 118 in 2 days. This obviously isn't on the speed surfer, but anyway. All of this by raiding multi-times a day and following your basic foundations. Thank you for the information, as it does work and has improved my game and enjoyment to Travian tremendously. Now, this is the kind of news I like to get. And I'm proud to say I also get I get a couple of these emails a day, right? And there's just over 200 people subscribed on my newsletter right now. So, there's not a lot, but I'm getting a lot of feedback, which is really good. Somebody else wrote me about a week ago and said, thank you, Dan, for the daily tips. I've been on Travian for the last 6 months, and I've finally figured out this other tip. And this tip that I blocked out, it was the same thing with me. I just realized, wow, you know what? If I only knew this at the beginning, I could be so much further ahead now. Okay? So there you have it. These people are thrilled with the content I offer, and they've become raving fans. I had somebody tell me yesterday that they look forward to, they can't wait to check their mail every day to find out the new tip. Now, what is this if not like customers who are fans? Like, I'm really impressed. The second problem is maybe you don't trust me. You don't want to pay for the ebook. You think it's a scam. You don't think it's a good idea. Well, here's 2 things you want to consider. First of all, everything is done through PayPal. The PayPal is a safe way to pay, and it has a buyer protection program. You can pay with your balance with PayPal, or you can pay with a credit card. Either way, you click the link and it'll take you to a page where you get to choose. The other thing I'm offering is a 100% full refund guarantee, which basically means if for any reason you're not happy with the ebook, you've read it, you feel, you know what, this is crap, I knew all this, or maybe it's just not smart tips, or whatever, send me an email. It's on my website. Send me an email and just tell me right away, Dan, you know what? I'd like a refund for this. You can give me a reason, or you can give me no reason at all. It's entirely up to you. I'll give you a refund, no questions asked. And you can enforce this through PayPal, most likely, anyway.